Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do a bonus read for you. Cappies, I just want to say thank you so much for your consistency and the way you've been loving on this channel. I appreciate the way that you've been hyping and giving me your thumbs up and loving on this channel. Thank you so much for doing that. And I'm here to give you a bonus read. And in the bonus reads, I don't really give you a topic. We're just going to talk about whatever the universe wants to give you in terms of information. So let's find out what's going on for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And when I say that, please remember that this reading is not only for Capricorn Sun. It is also for Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, which means I could be mentioning other energies in this read. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me what Capricorn needs to know. What do you want Capricorn to know, Spirit? What do you want Capricorn to know? We have the Seven of Cups. We have the High Priestess. So something is confusing, but you're not speaking on it. It feels like you're trying to make a decision about something internally and you haven't yet landed on something. It does seem like it is very emotional because we've got Piscean energy here, Cancer and Scorpio. It seems like that you are trying to make a decision. It feels like you've received some information that you're being quiet about and you're trying to make a decision. Maybe you have too many options in order to make a decision or to land on something that you want. But it does feel like you're scared that whatever this is could be an illusion. We could be talking about a job, time, effort, energy, a relationship with somebody. It could be your health. It feels like there is something here that you're trying to figure out by using your intuition. Tell me more. Got the Five of Pentacles. So you don't feel like you have enough information in order to make an educated decision. It feels like you're more scared of losing something than you are scared of making the wrong decision. This does feel like it has to do with how you give or receive with another person. They could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. They could be a Pisces. It does feel like with the Five of Pentacles that, it feels like you're feeling in lack. I'm going to say you're feeling in lack, or you have lack of energy, or maybe you don't have enough time, or you feel like you're running out of time. It feels like with the Five of Pentacles, there's something here that's in lack. There's somebody here that might be avoiding you as well. Might be avoiding emotional connection with you. It feels like you're trying to make sense of it quietly, and you haven't yet done that. The thing is I feel like you've worked on yourself and done a lot of work on yourself, Capricorn. Look, you're sitting here in your pre-Empress energy. I feel like you know your worth. You're like, what's their problem? Why can't they make a decision? But it feels like sometimes you get reciprocal energy and sometimes you don't. And you're trying to figure out within the self, why? Why is there space and time where everything's quiet? This is a confusing connection. Lovers is here. Somebody's got to make a choice about what they're doing. It's either you or them. Look, you're in your Empress energy, which means you're in control of your own energy. You might need to be the one that makes some sort of decision about what's going on here. It does feel like there is a choice that you have, but possibly you're waiting on someone else to make the decision first. I actually had a Capricorn friend. We were talking about this, and I said, no, you just got to carry on with your life. And if that person catches up, they do, because that's judgment, right? If they catches up, whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. So if they're meant to be with you, there will be this period of time that maybe there's a lull or quietness, or someone's trying to figure out what they want in terms of value, but there is going to be a time where they'll catch up with you or they won't. We've got the Queen of Cups here. Look, I'm just going to say to you, Capricorn, what I'm feeling from this reading here is that you are very intuitive. You're highly intuitive, I would say, because the High Priestess is here. Usually your inner self or your intuition doesn't fail you. I feel you're a person who's very close to the veil, which means that there isn't really any information you can't get from the other side. It feels like you are somebody who values yourself. You do really well by yourself financially. Your health is good. You take care of your stuff. You take care of your money. You've got your stability. You've got a good job. And I feel like there is somebody here who's making you feel in lack because they have not yet chosen you. Or they just don't give you enough of their time, effort, or energy. It seems like in order for you to get their time, effort, or energy, you have to offer the pentacle that makes the 5 become the 6. You see what I mean? You have to reach out to them. We could be talking about a friendship, but I have a feeling with all these cups here that it does feel like it might be more than that. Or if it is a friendship, it's a deep friendship. It's someone you've known for a long while. The Queen of Cups is here, and so is the High Priestess. It makes me feel as though somebody here has been waiting with their cup, waiting for someone to choose them. And so I want to say, Capricorn, just remember that if someone is not choosing you, it might be because there's a reason why, right? Maybe there's an obstacle in the way, or, rejection is protection. And I know you don't want to hear all those cliche phrases, but it's the truth. Waiting has no bearing on whether something is going to work out or not. Let's talk more about this High Priestess here. What are you feeling? Because I feel like you're confused about why sometimes there is no communication, no contact. There's at times where somebody feels like they're over giving to you, or you feel their feelings, or they are very deep with you. And then there are times when they're in pentacles, practical. We're talking about analytical things. It feels like you're kind of confused about the energy that's being thrown at you here. High Priestess is the 9 of Cups. Okay, so the good thing is that you don't need external validation. I'm going to say you don't need the external validation because you're good on your own. The 9 of Cups is telling me that you are happy, that you already feel like you're at your wish fulfillment. So you're not inviting anyone into your life to make you feel better about yourself, because you feel good about yourself anyway. I don't think that you're waiting for someone to make you feel emotionally balanced. I just think that this 7 of Cups is telling me that you're sort of confused as to why sometimes you're in the 5 of Pentacles and sometimes you're in the 6, because it does feel like it goes back and forth and back and forth. So I feel like you need to make a decision, to have a conversation. The Ace of Swords is clarity that this is not going the way that I thought it was going to go. Now, I don't feel any heat here. What I mean by that is I don't feel like there's any that you are mad at this person. I don't think they're mad at you. It feels very practical, I'm going to say. Like, it could be like the job is getting in the way, or maybe one of you has children and life is busy, and maybe you spend time working, and when you're not working, you're food prepping, or whatever it is that keeps you busy in your life. I feel like you're waiting for someone to flag you down, get your attention, and choose you. And that's not unreasonable, because in the pre-Empress energy, you know your worth and you're not the one that's chasing. But I'm going to say there comes a time where you're not going to want to be in flux like this. You're not going to want to have periods of time where you don't know what's going on because everything is silent, and then periods of time where they can't get enough of you. I feel like it's time to have the conversation. The Ace of Swords is here with Justice, which tells me that something needs to be restored. I need to have you restore my trust in you. I need to have a restoration and a decision. It feels like something that is out of balance right now needs to be brought back into balance. But I don't think you're asking for too much here. I don't think that you're asking for this because you can't live without this person. Because the 9 of Cups tells me that whether this person stays with you or whether they don't really is incidental. You just want to know what's going on, because then you just won't make time for that person. That's what it feels like. You're not chasing anybody. You don't have to, right? You're not chasing anyone. We do have the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're very independent. You have a life. You might run a business. You might be very busy at work. You might do a lot of hours. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is very independent, somebody who's not scared of doing the hard work, somebody who is very sort of feisty, a leader. We've got the 8 of Cups here. And so, yeah, it feels like you're sort of looking away from the situation here. Like the Queen of Wands is like, look, I'm busy. I have things to do as well. And so there are going to be times when you're going to feel aloof and detached in the situation, because you also have a life to lead. You also have things to do. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and it tells me that something's about to happen in terms of destiny. So I feel like you are in this energy of, look, I'm not going to settle for any less than what I'm worth. And I think that's great. But the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that something's about to change. And so as you are focusing on you, right, the queens are looking away from this side, which I feel is the confusion over here. We've got 3 queens. The only queen that we're missing here is the Queen of Swords. We've got cups, we've got pentacles, we got wands. The only queen that you're missing is the Queen of Swords, and that's because you haven't liberated yourself and had the conversation. I think the Ace of Swords is asking you to begin a new cycle of speaking it out loud and just saying, look, is this something that we are in balance about or harmonious about, or are things sort of out of balance as it pertains to emotional stuff? It feels like you have to be brave enough, like the Queen of Wands, to have the conversation. We've got the Page of Pentacles, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, and we've got the 6 of Wands, because I feel like you require more attention. Because if you're going to be in a relationship where you feel single half the time, I don't think you're interested in that. Somebody here is giving you the absolute minimum. Page of Pentacles is here. I'm calling you once in a while. I'm giving you texts once in a while. But I feel like you require more attention because you know your worth. You're like, look, if you want me, come get me, pursue me. But I'm just going to get disinterested and I'm going to move off into the future to get some sort of a victory or a success or a victory in the future. I'm just going to focus on my work then, because I'm not going to make time for you if you don't make time for me. Somebody here is doing the absolute minimum, friend. Let's find out why that is. I feel like you're confused because sometimes you feel left out in the cold. Tell me about this. We've got the 10 of Swords, we've got the Chariot in the reverse, and we've got the Hermit in the reverse. So I feel like this person hermits a lot, and when they do finally come out of their hermit energy, that you get very minimal contact with them. It's almost like you have to go to them to see what's going on. They want you to pursue them. Now, if you're the masculine, maybe that's your jam. You want to pursue them. If you are the Empress, the masculine Empress, yes, you may want to pursue them. Although the Empress doesn't usually do that. That's the thing. But maybe because we don't have the Queen of Swords on the table yet, you haven't yet liberated yourself. Maybe you're not completely in the Empress energy yet. It feels like with the 10 of Swords that you feel like this is a bit of a betrayal. You feel like someone's playing with your feelings, and you don't like being confused about what's going on because the Queen of Pentacles isn't that way. Practical, moving slow. I want to know about the details. I want to know about the analytics. I want to know what's going on. I need to make a plan for my future. So I feel like the 10 of Swords is telling me you're playing me. Like I feel betrayed with your silence and the fact that you're not moving this whole thing forward because the Chariot's in the reverse. It feels like somebody is not moving something forward. It feels like you want them to make the first move. And there's the beginnings of very deep feelings here because the Lovers and the Queen of Cups is here. So I feel like you want to be chosen. You would rather choose them because you feel like the feelings are deepening here. Tell me about this. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Ooh, yes, but you will shut the taps off. That's it. If this person is going to be someone who you feel is going to try and put you in competition with other people, I feel like you're ready to shut the taps off. The emotional tap is what I'm talking about. Because you know that you can hold your own. You've got all the skills and the resources. You are a master manifester as someone who is about ready to step into the Queen of Swords. Or the Empress energy. But I will say that you must step forward as the Queen of Swords and get the answer on this. That's what it does feel like. Yeah, the Queen of Wands would be brave. And I feel like that you have taken sort of an aloof or detached kind of, you've turned your back on this. And I don't mean like completely detached. I mean, like, you've turned your back on this and you're like, if this person wants me, they can come get me. But I've got some big things that are happening in my life. I have a new cycle that's opening up. So maybe you're starting a new job or starting a new project or something. It feels like something's expanding in your life and destiny is here and it's keeping you moving. It feels like you've just come out of some sort of dark night of the soul energy, whereby now you're in this 9 of Pentacles energy and you've had some sort of glow up. And it feels like somebody here is giving you the absolute minimum of what you feel you deserve. So I feel like this 10 of Swords here tells me that possibly this whole thing could be coming to an end because of inaction. Somebody here is not taking enough action and I don't think you're happy with it. We got the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're sort of in this state of, I don't really know what to do. I want a long-term relationship. 8 and 2 is 10, but I don't really know what to do. I feel like this person has dating fatigue. It feels like whatever I do never works out. I'm feeling exhausted. Maybe this person feels burnt out from working. We got the Eight of Pentacles here. Maybe they have a very busy job, or maybe they have two jobs. We got Two of Pentacles here. But I feel like they have decision fatigue is what it feels like. Decision fatigue. I feel burnt out about trying to make decisions in the 3D about relationship things. Tell me more about, well, tell me what the outcome is here. Tell me how this whole thing plays out here. We've got the star energy. We've got the Ace of Cups, and we've got Temperance. So I think you're hoping it's going to work out. I think you think that we just have to wait for the moment of alchemy before everything can come together. And I think you're letting the universe do their thing, because look, you're listening for the Wheel of Fortune. You're listening for Temperance. You're waiting for something to come into a place where it's no longer back and forth like the Two of Pentacles, and it's concerning the Ace of Cups. I feel like you're very hopeful that things are going to come into balance, because the person who is on the star is trying to get things to balance between the earth and the water. And so the emotions and your earth energy. And it also feels like this is a very vulnerable time with you, because you've opened your heart and now you're waiting for something to happen, the moment of alchemy to show up. We've got the Four of Wands. I think this whole thing goes to the next level. But I really do feel like it's going to have to take a hard decision about, what do I really need? Like, if this person wants me, they can come get me, because I don't need external validations. I don't need this person in my life. That's the story of the Empress. I don't need it, but I want it. It would be nice to have it. But if this person can't keep up, if this person can't keep up to the Queen of Wands, if this person doesn't like if I'm moving forward whilst not looking back, then maybe you're just not for me. I'm just going to say that we still have not seen the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're going on bravery, not the Queen of Wands, sorry, the Queen of Swords. We still haven't seen the Queen of Swords, and I think you're just trying to be brave and hold everything together under the surface, hoping that someone is going to say, maybe we should exclusively commit to each other at this time. But it feels like the Four of Wands for me is stability. It is celebration. It is going to the next level. So it does feel like the decision that comes is probably favorable. But I feel like you're tired of the games. Like, you're tired of waiting. I think you're supposed to just focus on yourself, go into the future, take care of your project, let life unfold as it is. This is a happy and exciting time for you, Capricorn. And I feel like this is your year, and you just really have to focus on you. And if this person catches up, they catch up. And I feel like they will, but I think that they got to do it in their own time, because they're experiencing fatigue in terms of making decisions in the 3D at this time. But I think that you're in this place saying, look, I just came out of the dark night of the soul, and I'm ready for some sort of victory. And this person may be someone who has not yet done that, or who is exhausted from trying to make decisions about life, decisions about love, decisions. Unfortunately, this whole thing is making you feel very vulnerable, though. I feel like just be brave and stand up for yourself when you need to. Eight Wands tells me something's about to move forward. And we've got the King of Cups here. Somebody here is emotionally intelligent, and I think that they do want to have some sort of a commitment. But they're holding back because they don't yet have enough courage to pursue. That's what it is. And I find that that's a big problem, is that the person who really wants this is not pursuing. That's what it feels like. Somebody wants it, but they're scared to pursue because they're experiencing burnout in terms of decision fatigue. I'm going to leave this right here. I hope that made some sense for you, Capricorn. I'm going to go for now. Thanks again for all the ways you love me. I'm going to go, but I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thanks, Cappies. Bye-bye.